Hey there everybody, it's Garrett here from Ginger Kid Studios to give you a beginner guide in getting started in photography. So first things first, if you're looking to become a photographer, you need to get yourself a camera. Now you've probably seen a whole variety of cameras available for purchase, but what you're looking for is a DSLR. This stands for Digital Single Lens Reflex. Now, that doesn't really matter what it stands for. What matters is what it allows you to do. The first being shoot in RAW file format. Second being the ability to adjust the ISO. Then the ability to adjust aperture. And finally, the ability to adjust shutter speed. This allows you wide creative control, and all DSLRs come with detachable lenses, meaning you can change or replace your lenses for things that suit your needs better as you progress. Now, if you were to take to Google right now and search for DSLRs, you would probably see a massive difference in prices, all the way from $400 and some dollars to $7,000 and more. And the reason for this is because DSLRs come in two formats, a full frame sensor and a crop frame sensor. For beginners, a crop frame sensor is what makes the most sense because realistically, most of the difference between crop frame and full frame you won't be able to notice on initial viewing. Full frame just provides more area for light to hit, which means better low light performance, better performance at high ISOs, and more dynamic color range. Those all are good things to have, but in general, when you're starting out, there's no sense investing in a $5,000 camera. Might as well go with something more affordable that allows you to get started, and if in the future you decide you have the need to go up to something full frame, you can always change that. Now, another big thing you'll see a lot when searching for a camera is the amount of megapixels. A lot of people look at megapixels like they're just the end-all be-all. They think the more megapixels, the better my camera is, and that is just not the case. 10 megapixels equals 10 megabytes raw file size, which means that 100 photos equals a gig. As you go bigger and bigger, your file size is going to increase, which means you need more space on your computer, external hard drives, etc. to store the files. The minimum megapixels for a great clarity 8x10 photographic print is 7.2. So realistically, when you're looking, if the camera has more than 10, you are good. Now, there's a wide variety of companies that make DSLRs, but the two that always dominate top 5, top 10, or top whatever lists are Canon and Nikon. A lot of times you'll see reviews that declare a clear but slight winner between these two makes, but realistically there's a Canon for every Nikon and Nikon for every Canon. The upsides to the various things: with Nikon you have a significantly improved in-camera noise reduction, meaning if you're doing a lot of indoor photography without using a flash, this really works better. Whereas Canon is a lot easier to get introductory lenses for. When you first need to purchase additional lenses, they have a lot more affordable options. It doesn't really matter which way you go because either way you'll get a camera that does what you need. Now, you'll probably see multiple iterations of the same thing, like the D3300 or the D3400 for Nikon, or the Canon Rebel T6 versus the Canon Rebel T6i, and you might think, well, should I just go with the newest? Doesn't matter. I'm going to flat out say that a lot of the new features added to cameras have been things like connectivity, like being able to put your camera onto a Wi-Fi network or add a GPS to your photos. Connectivity has its purposes, but in general, if you're looking to get into photography, it's not essential. Another good reason to go with the previous models that are still available at stores is that even though they're still brand new, stores have a reason to put them on sale, which means that you could potentially get it for less than you'd be paying for a virtually equivalent camera, or you can sometimes find things in great bundles, which include things like additional lenses or camera bags, SD cards, things like that. Now, keep in mind that the camera itself is not all you need. I would recommend a few things right away to help you get started. The first one is obviously going to be a memory card. Now, you need a decent size. I would say 8 gigabytes is about the smallest. The second thing you might want to consider is a lens filter. You don't need anything fancy like a neutral density or a polarizing filter, but a simple UV filter can help protect your lens if you happen to drop it or drop something against it. It just means you break a $25 filter instead of a $100+ lens. Third and lastly, you should probably consider investing in a camera bag. There's small sizes available for $10 or so, which allows you to put your camera in a safe space when transporting it or not using it. Now, neither a camera bag nor a lens filter is absolutely essential, but in my mind, it's a small investment at the start to protect the bigger investment that is the actual camera equipment. So can I tell you exactly what camera to purchase? No. What I can say is invest in a camera that's around the $500 range. These usually come bundled with a lens, usually an 18 to 55mm or an 18 to 105mm, something like that, which will allow you to determine which lenses you need in the future. If you find yourself barely ever zooming the lens in and taking photos as close as you can, maybe invest in a wide angle in the future. If you find yourself trying to get close to things like wildlife or stuff like that because you just don't have enough zoom, well then you know you need a bigger telephoto lens. Keep in mind that shooting RAW, both Nikon and Canon come with a program designed to convert RAWs into JPEGs, but it's much easier to work with the actual RAW files using a program like Photoshop or Lightroom. Both Photoshop and Lightroom are available on the Adobe CC plan for roughly $10 American a month, which equals about 15 Canadian. So that's basically all there is to it. Pick the camera that best suits your budget and needs at the time, so if you're just getting started, you can learn to use the camera you get and make a bigger decision once you have some more expertise. I'd like to thank you guys so much for watching. There's going to be more videos in the future, including how-tos on photography, modeling, and using Photoshop. So if you like what you see, be sure to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Hey guys, thank you again so much for watching. If you want to subscribe, that's the button right down there. Hit the little bell thing to get notified when I post a new video. If you want to follow me on social media, that's right down here. And if you want to see more videos, those will be right there once I get them posted. Thank you again so much for watching.